Hi students, this is Karen Morrow from Hayes STEAM Academy. Today we're going to be making an art project that's similar to art projects made by John Miro. He was a Spanish artist that liked to make a lot of bold colors in his artworks. He would make paintings, ceramics, and all kinds of different pictures like this. This one right here is very similar to the video that you watched called The Garden. So these bright circles right here remind me of flowers or plants. And you have all kinds of things like moving around the plants. There's a lot of motion and movement looking in here, a lot of patterns within with the black lines. He liked to use a lot of colors that were bright, such as the three primary colors, yellow, red, and blue. And then he also added a lot of green. So let's get started. We're going to use a white background for our picture, and we're going to use some paper, bright colors. You could use the three primary colors, red, yellow, and blue, and add some green to it if you'd like. Okay, so what we're going to do is start cutting out some circles. I think I'll take these three colors and take my scissors and just start cutting circles. If you'd like to trace around something round for your circles, that's fine, or you can just cut them. His circles were not perfectly round, so it really doesn't matter if you trace something or not. I'm just going to start building and creating my plants first. Plants or flowers. So I'm using different sizes of circles. And then I've got some more here cut that I could add and layer on. Here's a shape that I cut just to put down at the bottom that's kind of like the ground. And here's another one that kind of mimics the same shape. Here's a few more circles. I cut a blue star out that I could put up in the sky. When you're cutting stars, you don't have to worry about them being perfect. You can cut what I call a crazy star. It just has different, this one's going to have 5 points on it, but it doesn't really matter how you cut it or where the points are. It can be like a crazy flying star, like this one. And I'll just place it right there. I've got some smaller half circles here. I cut a circle and just made a half circle for it's kind of like the leaves on the flower, in my opinion. And then I'm going to add in just a little bit more circles and just scatter them around. Okay, so what I would do is glue those. Just put a few dots on the back. And spread them around. And I'll keep gluing. Okay, so now I have my shapes glued on. And then I'm going to take a marker. You could use one of your water-based markers, or you could use a Sharpie. And then I'm going to just trace around all of my bright colors with the black marker, being careful to stay right around the edges. And it just makes everything show up a lot better. Kind of gives an edge to all the circles and the shapes. On this one, I'm going to make it into a plant. So I'm going to put a stem on it. Trace around the leaf. This one missed some glue. Okay. Now continue tracing around. Notice how I'm holding my marker straight up and down So it's a little bit easier to trace around those edges. And then you can draw just some random lines. If you'll remember from the video, John Miro liked to draw a lot of black lines and circles. Almost finger-shaped or alien-shaped. This reminds me of just plant life. And you just continue working. Here's the finished project. And notice how I put these little line stars in also. I traced around my leaves and my plants. I added some black to various areas. And I hope you enjoy it. Be creative and make some cool Miro shapes.